Hey guys, my name is David and I am here today to share with you my review of the iPad 2. Here's my iPad 2 right here with the smart cover. I'll talk a little bit about the smart cover too because I think that definitely affects my experience with the iPad 2. But for the majority of the video we'll focus on the iPad 2 alone, so I'll take this off. My first impressions of the iPad 2 were all great. I love the way it feels in my hands. It's really thin, so that's nice too. Thin products are nice. It's fairly light. I mean, it's not really light, but it's not heavy either. This isn't something you'll get tired after holding for a while, you know? You can hold this for a long time without getting tired at all. So it's fairly light, and of course, it's just well designed. I love the design of Apple products, and this one's no exception. So from a very materialistic kind of view, everything about the iPad is pretty much awesome, I think. But it's not really the outside of the iPad that we really pay attention to when we're using it, though it might seem like that with the way that the iPad has become such an iconic image. It's actually what we do with the iPad that matters. For those of you who have never owned an iPad before, you might be wondering, what do people do with iPads? They look nice, they run apps, and there's talk about the iPad being just a larger sized iPod Touch or iPhone. Do we use the iPad like an iPod or an iPhone? Or is it something more? Is it something more like a computer? Honestly, I would definitely say that the iPad is more like a computer, at least for me. And there's a lot of arguments about why iPads aren't computers, but all of those arguments usually have to do with really technical kinds of things, such as you can't produce any high quality content from it, or it can't use Flash. But those aren't really good reasons to excuse the iPad from the computer line. Consider the things that you do most on your computer. If you're anything like me, that's probably browsing the web, checking email, listening to music, watching videos, and maybe even playing games. Well, all of those things that I just listed are definitely possible with the iPad and the iPad 2. So how would you guys like to see this iPad in action? Is that something you're interested in? Well, let's go ahead and try it out. So right here you can see this image. I don't actually know this girl, but I think it's a great photograph. Like I mentioned, one of the things I use the iPad most for is the internet, and so of course I've got that as the first icon at the top. Here you can see Google opens up right away. What is something that people commonly go on the internet for? Of course, Facebook. And the Facebook site works great on the iPad. Here I can see my newsfeed. I can browse my messages right there, or I can click see all messages and it'll take me to that to the messages right there. So, you know, I can keep up with all of that. I can view my profile right here. Everything on my profile is viewable except, of course, the things that use Flash content. And I can't really think of anything that I would do on the computer with Facebook that I couldn't do with the iPad. So browsing popular websites like Facebook is really easy on the iPad. A lot of other sites work really well with the iPad too. Pretty much any site that isn't Flash based will work great with the iPad. Here you can see I'm loading up the Wikipedia page and I can read through that all day if I wanted to. But there are a few popular websites that do use Flash pretty heavily. One of those websites being the website we're on right now, YouTube. Well, the people at YouTube have recognized the value in making YouTube usable on the iPad platform. So they went ahead and created a mobile version of the site. Right here you're looking at youtube.com. I'm still in the Safari browser for iPad. And here I can browse videos from people that I'm subscribed to. And if I wanted to, also search for videos, which is a feature that I like to use a lot, both on the computer and on my iPad. And the website just works so well for the iPad, probably because it was designed just for the iPad. You can see that the thumbnails are nice and large, so easy to click. I don't think they need to be this large, but it makes it easier, right? You can just click on any video you want to watch and it'll load up right there, and it's really fast, right? I think it's fast. And most any site will work well with the iPad. Companies out there really recognize how important it is to be on a platform like this, and they are making their sites so that they can be used on platforms like this. So that's most of what I do on the iPad, is just general web browsing. And I have to say, the reason why I even browse the web on this instead of my computer, which I have right here, is because I can pick this up and take it to my bed, take it to my kitchen, and even take it into the bathroom as reading material, and still be able to browse the web without much of a problem at all. If I were to use my laptop in bed, resting it on my lap or maybe my chest, it would be really irritating because the laptop gets so hot, you know? It's not really something that's meant to be rested on a human body. Not only is it heavier, but it's just a little more awkward, and you'll know what I mean by awkward if you've ever carried a laptop anywhere. Instead of just dealing with one surface, you're dealing with two surfaces, and laptops are just generally heavier than the iPad. My very last comment about this iPad specifically this white iPad is that my viewing experience is not degraded or any less than it was when I had the iPad 1 with the black border. It's what's being displayed on the screen that actually matters, and that's all you really pay attention to. One of the things that the iPad is great at doing is getting out of the way so that you can enjoy the actual content you're browsing. When I'm browsing the web on this iPad, I really don't even notice the white border on the outside. The only time that I notice the white border is when I'm not using it. And you know, that's really the only time I want to notice it. I got the white border because I was tired of the black border on the iPad 1. And you know what? I don't regret that decision at all. In fact, I think if I get any more iPads in the future, I'll stick with the white border. It's too bad I couldn't get the white iPhone, which actually released just recently. You know what? I just realized that I didn't talk much about the smart cover at all. And this has already become a really long video. So quickly, I'll just say that the smart cover does make a difference. It feels great. It protects your iPad. And I just love it. It's really fun to play with. I like it a lot. I'll make another video going into more detail about the smart cover. But for now, that's it for my iPad 2 review. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Do you own an iPad 2? Are you looking to own one in the near future? If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer questions, but really, I'd just love to hear what you guys have to say about the iPad 2. I'm a big fan of Apple products, so I like to talk Apple. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later. P.S. If you like this video and you'd like to see more videos from me, you can subscribe here at this link. You can check out my video blog channel down here at that link. And I've got one last link for you right down here, which leads to a giveaway that I'm doing. Please feel free to visit any of these links. See you guys later.